Alright, last question to finish off the measurement section on the January 2020 paper. I was kind of back and forth. I wasn't linear this time like the others because I kind of grouped them up into categories. So this one is the only kind of question that they have on the multiple choice. Sometimes it comes in the structured paper, but the only one on the multiple choice so far on map reading. So here we have on the map a distance of 2 centimeters really represents 8 kilometers in the real world, and I want what this scale gonna really be. So scales is normally be 1 to whatever, so I'm going to find 1, meaning I divide this by 2, I divide this by 2. So 1 centimeter really represents 4 kilometers. And I need to change now kilometers to centimeters. So a kilometer is 4,000 meters. So that's 1 centimeter to 4,000 meters. And a meter is 100 centimeters. So 4,000 by 100, 400,000 centimeters. So 1 centimeter really represents 400,000 centimeters, which is equivalent to 4 kilometers. And that's why my answer going to be D. On the paper, what was noticeably missing in the January 2020 paper was any questions on perimeter and circumference. So that's what I want to look at next. Just some of the more difficult ones I could have pulled out from previous years. So the lengths of the side of a triangle are x2, x, and x. You're seeing how it's being combined with algebra again. So the lengths of this triangle, one side is x, the next side is 2x, the next side is 2x, and they give me the perimeter is 20. And the way I find the perimeter shape is just to add up the distance around, because that's the definition of perimeter, distance around. So that means x plus 2x plus 2x is equal to 20. Again, x and 1x mean the same thing, so 1 plus 2 plus 2. So that is 5x is equal to 20. So x will be 20 divided by 5. So x is 4 centimeters. What is the value of x? 4 centimeters. And if you have time and you want to double check, x is 4, 4 2 is 8, 4 2 is 8, 8 and 8, 16 and 4, 20. Similar question, a little more difficult, is one of my favorite questions to go through because it shows you how much you need to pay attention, especially for the multiple choice. Very similar to the last one. 3 sides of a triangle are x, x minus 1, and x plus 2. And again, they tell me the perimeter is 31. And to get the perimeter, anything, I just add up the numbers around it. In this case, I have variables x plus x minus 1 plus x plus 2, and all of that's supposed to total 31. I need to clean this up a bit. So that's 1x plus 1x plus 1x. So all the x terms total 3x minus 1 plus 2, going to be plus 1 is equal to 31. And now I need to solve for x. I'm going to carry across all my numbers on one side, all the letters on one side. So 3x will be 31. When I carry across the plus 1, it's going to be minus 1. So again, I'm doing all of this working. 3 things cost $30. One of them will be 3. Sorry, to divide by 3, 10. And I reach 10, and I automatically like, hey, I seen 10 there because I do all of this working and the working correct. So it had to be 10, but that's why it's very important, especially for the multiple choice paper, to read the question carefully. They want the length of the shortest side. They didn't ask for x. I needed to find x, but x wasn't the answer because here's 10, because x is 10. Here's 10 plus 2, which is 12. And this side is going to be 10 minus 1, 9. And if they want the shortest side, the length of the shortest side is really 9. So those are things to pay attention to. Of particular interest, we didn't look at any questions with the arc length. That's our next formula they're giving you. On the formula sheet, they call it the length of the arc or arc length, and they normally use the symbol S for it. The formula for circumference times the angle over 360, because it's a fraction of the circumference I want to find. So in this one here, the center of the circle of radius 10, angle AOB is 36 degrees. What's the length in centimeter of the arc? So again, the formula for the length of the arc is 2 pi r times the angle over 360. So it will be 2 times pi times r. Again, if you look at the answers, pi in the answers, they do that a lot, and you'll see in some questions later that they'll tell you what they want pi to be. So the radius is 10 times the angle, 36 degrees over 360. The zeros cancel off, the 36 cancel off, so all I'm left with is 2 pi. And that's just to show you a lot of the questions, they know you can't always cancel by 7 with 22 over 7 for pi. You don't have a calculator, so I use 3.142. So normally they leave pi as pi a lot for these questions. Next one, my next technical one. The distance around the edge of a circular pond is 88 meters. Distance around in terms of a circle, we call it circumference, not perimeter, although it's the same thing, the distance around that. So that's the formula for circumference, 2 pi r, and they tell me the circumference because the distance around the circular point is 88. And I want the radius, so this is really change of subject. So I have 88 meters is equal to 2 pi r, and I want to solve for r. So to get r by itself, I need to get rid of multiply by 2 pi. So the reverser, multiplying by 2 pi will be to divide by 2 pi. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the next. So the 2 and the pi are going to cancel out, leaving with the r by itself, and I am going to be left with 88 over 2 pi, or 44 over pi, but the option they had was 88 over 2 pi, and I think they have a variation in this question as well. Just a few more I want to look at. I'm not sure exactly what past paper year this is, but it had some really good questions on circumference and perimeter. So in this one here, they have the circumference of the circle is 15, they want the length of the minor arc, again similar to the one we did earlier with, see if I could find it back here, very similar to this one. It's just this was the area of the sector, this one going to be the arc length, the length of the arc, which is theta over 360 times 2 pi r. They already tell me the circumference, which is 2 pi r, is 15. So that's how we get in theta over 360, 120 over 360 times 15. This is the next one that gives students a bit of difficulty, but it's pretty simple. They say the length of the minor arc is 8 centimeters, and I want the entire circumference. So there are different ways to do it. If 60 degrees is 8, then if I add a next 60 degrees, that'll be a next 8, and if I add a next 60 degrees, that'll be a next 8. So half the circle is 8 3 is 24, or the whole circle will be 24 by 248. Or if 60 degrees is equal to 8, a circle is 360, so I want the full 360, so 6 slices are 60 degrees each, so 60 by 6, and whatever you do to one side, you do to the next. Sorry, I put 8 to use 8, so 8 sixes, that's how we get the 48 still. Last one, the perimeter for square is 52 centimeters, so since it's a square, the perimeter square is really side by 4, because all 4 sides are the same, so side by 4 is 52. So one of the sides will be divide both sides by 4 to get the side by itself. 4 into 52 is 13. And if I want the area of this square, instead of the perimeter, area is side squared. We just find out one side was 13. So 13 squared, 13 by 13. And that's how we get in the 169. Alright, I think it had one more. I know I said that was the last one, but I think it had one more on this side I really wanted to look at. Alright, so very similar to this one earlier here, but this one actually have numbers they want you to work out. So the circumference of the circle is 132. You see how they're telling me what they want me to use pi as. So this one, that's why it's actually going to have an answer to work out. They want the radius. So we already saw 2 pi r is what the circumference is going to be, and to get the radius, it will be 132 over 2 pi. But the time I use pi this time, I'm going to do the working over here to get some space. Will be 2 by 22 over 7. 2 by 22, so it's 132 44 over 7. I don't divide fractions. You can see how the working getting all messy already. So this will be 132 over 1 times 7 over 44. And then we cancel this out. This is going to cancel out 3 times. So you'll keep cancelling. Eventually, till I reach 3, you'll try a 2 and keep going and so on. 7 3s. So that's how we end up with the radius as 21. So we finished the measurement section. Up next will be the statistics section.